Hi, I'm Dr. Lara, and welcome to another week of Channeled Angel Messages. So sit back, relax, and see if anything resonates for you. Okay. Um, so what I'm seeing right now is like a blanket with candles all around, like, and someone sitting in the middle with like candles all around them. And then in the distance in the sky, there's it's like a tornado. Not, it doesn't look like a tornado, but it's like ominous. And what they're telling me is within the next coming months, especially in the US, there's going to be a lot of turmoil, a lot of things coming to the surface that can no longer be denied. Like the truth is coming out, and even more truth is coming out. And they really want to encourage us to find a sacred space within. Okay. A lot of people try to go fly across the country or go on a vacation or even get out in nature, which is awesome, to get away from everything. And the thing that they're saying is that there's no where you can go to get away from what is happening here on the planet. The only way to get away from something is to find that inner peace within. Because even if you fly halfway across the world, you still take you with you. You may be able to leave some of that turmoil behind, but you still have your thoughts with you. You still have your fears with you. But when you find that sacred space within you, when you connect to divine source, when you connect with your higher self, when you connect with your soul, that is a very sacred space. And that energy knows only peace. It knows only love. And so when you connect with that inner space often, that will emanate out more. And the more that you connect with that space within you, the more you can carry that frequency out into the world. So when you do go out, you are not as affected by all of the turmoil or the people or the energy or whatever. But it's very important that you connect within here, because that's where you're going to find your peace. A lot of people, it feels, are waiting for the world to wake up or for all of this turmoil to go away in order to feel peaceful. And you don't have to wait. Okay, you don't have to wait for all of this stuff to happen in order for you to feel peaceful. Um, they're saying feel the peace first, and then that's what you shall see. Okay, so yeah, I know that's a big one. Let me see what else they have here. Okay, so I'm seeing a spider, which is good, and seeing the web. Now, the spider represents creativity. The eight legs represent like infinity. So, ooh, okay. There's gonna be like they said, there's a lot of turmoil going on, and the more that turmoil is getting in our faces, the more we're leveling up into a higher frequency. And when that happens, the possibility is that you may no longer like the job that you're doing. And you may have to find something else to do. And they're saying that if this is talking to you, don't worry. They don't want you to worry. What they want you to do is get into that creative mode, because when you get into that creative mode, what's going to happen is there's going to be something that you're going to be creating from your heart space that you're going to absolutely love doing, and you're going to be able to find a way to help people with it. And that could possibly, if you so choose, be your source of income. That could be your next job, but you're going to be fulfilled and you're going to love it. Now, if even if it doesn't turn into something like that, they really want you to get into that creative space, because getting into that creative space can help you get into that peaceful space that we were talking about earlier. I don't know if you guys notice, but when you're dancing or when you're singing or when you're gardening or when you're cooking or when you're doing artwork or composing music, you're not thinking about all of the stuff from the outside world. You're kind of in this creative meditative space, and that's where opportunity shows up. That's where joy shows up. So do your best to find something creative. Oh, and I can hear it. Well, I'm not creative. Everybody's creative. You just have to give it a chance. And if you don't know what you love doing, if you don't know what brings you joy, begin to explore. Things aren't really going to fall into your lap unless you do the work. Okay? You can't enjoy a cake coming out of the oven if you don't prepare it, if you don't put the ingredients together, if you don't mix it, if you don't put it in the pan, if you don't preheat the oven, if you don't put it in the oven. There's so many people that just want things like this. And it's like you have to put the energy into what it is you want. There's this misconception of, well, everything should be easy and everything should be free. And things are easy and free when you put in the work, because it's a give and take. Okay, whatever you put into something, you're going to get that back. So if you don't put any effort into finding creativity or finding joy, it's not going to just land in your lap. And that's what the big thing here is. The angels really want to encourage us to take responsibility for our lives. Not so much the outside stuff. That's an outpicturing of the collectiveness of humanity. But we are also individuals. We have our thoughts, we have our beliefs, we have our perceptions, and we get to choose what those are. We get to choose that. So if you choose anger and hate and resentment, what are you going to get more of? Anger, hate, and resentment. If you choose to detach yourself just for a little bit of all of the turmoil and you choose love, you choose creativity, you choose joy, you're going to get more of that in your life. But you need to put the effort in to creating that for yourself. Okay, let's see if there's anything else here. Okay, so they want to talk about, this manifesting thing as well. Yeah, that basically goes into the same point that they were just saying. If you want something to manifest in your life, you can't just say, well, I want this. Okay, because that in itself, when you say, I want this, that tells the universe that you're going to continue being in want. And when you're in want, it never quite gets to you because you're always wanting it. So get into a space of, I know this is for me, and do the best you can to be in that space right here and now in your quiet time in the morning. But they're also saying, like, a lot of you have been doing that, and it's awesome. You're doing a really good job. But to take it up another notch and to do your best and intend to have those beliefs throughout the day. Because oftentimes we'll sit in meditation and we'll visualize, and then we'll go out in our day, and then we'll have these thoughts in the back of our mind that, we don't know what we're thinking, but it's like, I can't do this isn't going to work, and we're not aware of that. So be aware of your thoughts, and any time that you have a thought like that, it goes out into the universe and it pretty much shoots down everything that you did in the morning. So if you can look at it this way, this visual. So let's say you're intending something, you're visualizing something to manifest in your meditation time, and you send it out to the universe, and it goes up into the universe. Okay, it goes out and it puts its order in. The universe is like, okay, I'm getting ready to receive that message. But after you have your meditation and you have these ruminating thoughts in the back of your head, this isn't going to work, I can't do this, all the self-doubt, those beliefs, those thoughts, that's energy. It goes up and it's like a missile that finds your manifestation and it shoots it off course. and it affects it. So then it gets all muddled, and then the universe doesn't really receive it. It's like, oh, well, there's self-doubt there. Well, that's not going to come to you. So it's a lot more. Manifesting is a lot more. There's a lot more involved than just sitting in the for a few minutes in the morning. Okay, and that's again what they're talking about is we all need to take responsibility for our own thoughts and beliefs and perceptions. We are not victims. We do have the choice and the opportunity and the ability to create a world that we want. Now, a lot of people are like, well, the world is a mess. Well, yes, it is. But you can start with you. And when enough of us start with ourselves and we emanate this light, our light will see other people's light, and then it will get bigger and bigger and bigger until that is the collective consciousness. Okay. Something huge is not obtained unless we take little steps to get to that huge project. Okay. And peace on earth, yes, it is a huge project, but it begins with each one of us to finding peace within our own hearts, peace within ourselves. Okay. So those were the messages for today. I do have a question, really, really good question. Before I get started with that, thank you for being here and continuing to listen if you're still here. Thank you for the donations. I so much appreciate it. I just love the messages and the comments that you have and the questions that you guys are sending in. It just gives me more fuel and more energy to do this work and connect. So thank you very much. Okay, so someone had asked, what do they do when they have ruminating thoughts, when it's just over and over and over again and continually obsessing about it and not being able to get yourself out of it? So that is the question. So I'm going to tap in to the angels and let's see what they have to say about that, okay? Okay, so they're showing me a hamster wheel going over and over and over and over again. And then they're showing me a Ferris wheel that goes over and over and over again. So they want to put a little bit of humor in this to make it a little bit more lighthearted, because it feels like the thoughts that a lot of people are ruminating are very heavy, very hurtful, very painful, like trauma. Okay, and they want to kind of like, if you're listening to this and this is you, the angels are actually sending you energy right now to help uplift your mood, to help uplift your spirit, because it almost feels like you're kind of in this dark hole and you want to get out, you just don't know how to get out. So they're helping you with that. That is so beautiful. They're sending light to you right now, and they're helping to kind of dissipate some of these I'm seeing roots, like these deep-seated roots that are connecting you to this core trauma, this core problem. So that's what they're doing for you right now. But what you can do, okay, when you find yourself ruminating about these thoughts over and over and over again, shift your energy. So if you're sitting on the couch or you're in your bed and you're just ruminating, just going over and over and over again, get up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and get up. Count down from 5 to 1, and when you hit 1, you get out of bed or off of the couch or wherever you are, and you keep doing that until you get yourself out of that energetic situation. Okay, so that's one thing you can do. Another thing you can do, if you're ruminating over these thoughts, journal. Get it out, because these thoughts are energy. Okay, and I don't think what people don't realize is that when you journal or type or talk or whatever, you get that energy out of your system. You get that out on paper, and that energy flows out on that paper. So journal about your thoughts, so it's not going over and over and over and over again. And when you're done with that journaling process, take that paper, rip it up, throw it away, burn it, whatever you need to do. Get rid of that energy. Okay, so that's another thing you can do. And sometimes when we have these thoughts and we don't want to think about these thoughts, but it's still there, set a timer. Allow yourself to have those thoughts for like 5 minutes, and then after 5 minutes, you go do something else. So there's an end result in there. Okay, so you give yourself permission to actually sit in that, acknowledge what it is, and set the intention to release it. Because when you are sick and tired of being sick and tired, that's when you're going to make the shift. But if we try to cover things up so we don't think about those thoughts, like watching TV or eating or keeping busy, it continues to stay. But when we stop long enough, meaning when we journal, when we go out into nature without any music or our phones or anything, we get off of our phones. When we stop long enough and we honor what it is we're thinking and feeling, then we can let it go. It's there for a reason. Okay? Anytime you have fear and anxiety, it's not in alignment with your soul. So that comes up for you to release it. And that's what we're doing. This is the process that humanity is doing right now. That's why a lot of us are in this turmoil state with these traumas, because we're leveling up into a different frequency and we can't bring those things with us. So the simplest way to let them go is to look at that and to honor that and to figure out where those thoughts and beliefs are coming from, and then choose something different. You have a choice on what it is you want to think about, but you have to pull those weeds up. This was the roots. Okay, so these beliefs that we have that are causing this anxiety or this fear or this anger and resentment, we have to pull those out. We have to pull them out like weeds out of our garden, because we can't grow vegetables and flowers if we have a bunch of weeds in there. We have to pull those weeds out so we can plant better things for us. Love, peace, joy, forgiveness, all of that. Okay. And they're showing me, it's funny because they're showing me this, whoever this person or these people are, they're getting off of the Ferris wheel now. They're getting off of it. And it's kind of like they're looking at all the lights and the carnival noises, and it's going to be like a whole new world for you once you're able to release this stuff that you're holding on to. Okay, so that was the answer to that question. That was really cool because normally the angels don't really come in and do energy work like that. So that was pretty cool. So anyway, keep the questions coming, keep the comments coming. I do answer every single one of them, and I do sometimes read into the comments, even though they aren't questions, but I do pick up on some things, and that gives me ideas as well as to how to answer questions. So anyway, I hope you have a beautiful day. Thank you so much for being here.